Today we're going to go over the install of your JLT cold air kit for your 2015 to 17 Hellcat Charger or Challenger. Okay, the first thing we need to do is we need to remove the stock airbox from the throttle body forward. Go ahead and remove the 8mm bolt right here. Remove the 3 8mm bolts that are holding the top of the airbox in. Loosen the clamp at the throttle body. Unplug your mass air sensor or inlet air temp sensor. There's a small clip on the back. It's gray. Pull it out. Squeeze. Unplug the sensor here and your PCV connection. Remove your filter. Now you can get the bottom of the airbox out. There's 4 clips on the fresh air inlet that comes from your grill. Get those clips undone and pull this up. If you do have one of our coolant tank covers, just go ahead and remove that now. It'll get it out of the way so it doesn't get scratched. Now we need to get ready to install the JLT airbox. On your stock airbox, there's a rubber isolator grommet, locator grommet that goes in your apron. Sometimes it stays on the stock airbox. Pull that out, put that in the hole in the apron. On the Challengers, once you've removed the 8mm bolt here and the top half of your airbox, you're going to open up this side panel, stick your finger in here, and pull up, pull that out, get that out of the way. Now you can see the air scoop that runs from your headlight to your stock airbox. Down inside here, it's held in by 4 clips. You're going to see it once you get to this area. Take your finger, push those clips in, unsnap it from the airbox, and lift your airbox straight out. This is that scoop, and this is what those clips look like. So you're just going to push that in and unsnap it from the factory airbox. Okay, now we're ready to install the JLT airbox. Go to your stock airbox that you removed and remove this rubber locator that goes in the apron panel. Slide that in. If you go ahead and remove the 10mm bolts on this coolant tank, you can slide that back and gain yourself a little space. It is a little snug. You just set this in here, line it up, kind of give it a pop, push down on the airbox and get that locator pin pushed into that location grommet. Pull this forward, line up the 10mm bolt to hold down the airbox. Go ahead and tighten that up. Now we need to install the ram air and seal up the hole. Go ahead and take the alcohol pad that comes with the kit, and wipe off all around inside the stock airbox. Clean off any slick parts around the square hole that's cut into the box. The kit comes with this closed cell foam gasket with a sticky back. Go ahead and remove the sticky back. Take the factory snorkel, you can put it through the JLT and line it up onto your headlight. You can see on this gasket that the hole is low on one side, that's the bottom. Go ahead and line that up around your snorkel. Get it around the hole. That's going to locate it in the box. And then stick that to the inside of the airbox. You can now reinstall this side's headlight cover. Take your mass air wire, route it through the hole in the JLT, take the supplied cut rubber grommet, wrap it around the harness, and attach it into the hole. Okay, now we're going to get the intake assembly ready to be put in the car. First thing we need to do is, do we have a 15 or 16 with a mass airflow sensor, or do we have a 17, 18 with an inlet air temperature sensor? This is a 16, so it's going to use the mass air adapter that we have, use the supplied gasket, and install that onto the tube. On your mass airflow, there is a dimple in the adapter. That dimple goes towards the throttle body. Bring over your stock box, use your T20 Torx, and remove the stock mass air sensor. Our kit does not reuse these, so just to make sure you don't, go ahead and put them back in. While we're at it, go ahead and remove this PCV connection. Now you can take the sensor and install it in the JLT. There is open slotted holes. That's what's going to catch the air and read it. That's going to go towards the filter. Use the supplied screws and screw it down. Now you can go ahead and install your PCV connection. Now we can go ahead and install the assembly into the car. Put it on the throttle body first and rotate it down into the shield. It's a tight fit right here, so what you do is just pull that shield apart a little bit, get that locked down in, rotate it down. You'll see where it'll kind of fall into place, and go ahead and tighten up your clamps. You'll hear it click. And plug in your PCV connection, whether it's factory or an oil separator, and the electrical connection. Now we need to install the rain guard. Go ahead and get a 10mm wrench, remove the two 10mm nuts that hold in the grill. Decide which one is for your car. This one is for the charger. Remove the protective coating. This is a water jet cut and computer designed piece made out of Lexan, which is got UV protection and it's got a high temperature threshold, so there's no worries about this being under the hood. Position it like this, get it up and started, line up the bottom hole, bring in the top hole where you can get the bolt through, get that one started, get the other one in, lined up and started. And tighten it up. Challenger owners, first thing we're going to do is remove these 10mm bolts that hold in the hood vent. You're going to take your JLT rain guard. It's already got a weather strip seal attached to the top of it. That's so it doesn't rattle. Go ahead and remove the protective layer. If you need to remove this to get it all, that's fine. Just put it back on. Slide it up in there, and you're going to put the Lexan between the hood and the vent. All right, one thing we noticed on a couple of Challengers is with the airbox sealing to the hood, we noticed that the hood was up slightly on this side, but also noticed that it was down on this side. So I'll show you how to take care of that. From the factory, the hood snubbers actually aren't even touching the hood. So take your passenger side, loosen it up a little bit, bring your driver's side, just turn it down a little bit. You'll see that you'll get this where it's up, even with the hood. Now you bring this one even with the hood and the fender. Check it all over, make that adjustment, and you can get it just perfect. Just like that.